Moving on to chapter 2 of the economic survey. Now, India's medium term growth outlook with optimism and hope. The Indian economy has undergone a transformative process of new age reforms in the last 8 years. These diverse policies converge towards improving the economy's overall efficiency and lifting its potential growth. To achieve the broader policy goal of unleashing the productive potential of the economy and its people, the reforms aid at enhancing the ease of living and doing business at the fundamental level. The use of technology, in particular digital technology, undergirds the reforms. The economic energy and positive mindset that the reforms unleashed would have led a sharp acceleration in growth, but the balance sheet repair of the over leveraged domestic financial sector, that is banking and non banking, and the corporate sector, and secondarily to the one off global shock that followed, product and capital market reforms, 1991 reforms. Import licensing on intermediate inputs and capital goods was done away with. Entry restrictions were simplified. Full current account convertibility was introduced. Continuity in reforms, new telecom policy of 1999, opened private sector participation, TRI regulations, separated the licensing and policy functioning of the government from that of an operator, that is BSNL. Disinvestment policy, government privatized companies such as Maruti Udyog, Hindustan Zinc, Bharat Aluminium, Videsh Sanchar Nigam Limited. Foreign direct investment encouraged as main source of non-debt creating capital inflow. Other major steps were Golden Quadrilateral Project, Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management, SARFAESI Act of 2002. One-off shock overshadowed the reforms of 1998 and 2002, which includes the US sanctioned post India's nuclear test. 2000 and 2002 also witnessed two successive droughts. Balance sheets of Indian financial system and corporate sectors were under repair. Global uncertainties due to the end of a tech boom and the 9/11 attacks. India's participation in the global boom of 2003 to 2008, Indian economy grew at more than 8% and showed strong capital inflows, better corporate performance, a conducive investment climate, positive sentiments for India as preferred investment destination, encouraging global liquidity conditions and interest rates. Post 2014 reforms for New India, that is Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, broad principles were creating public goods, adopting trust based governance, public private cooperation, and improving agricultural productivity. The sound and healthy financial system developed over the last few years will ensure efficient credit provisioning, contributing to higher growth in coming years through higher investment and consumption. Underlying framework for the reform of a new India, enhancing productive potential of economy and its people, efficient resource allocations. Now, ease of doing business and ease of living is augmented by agricultural productivity, private sector participation, trust based governance, and creating public goods. Public good creation, dedicated program for road connectivity, that is Bharat Mala project, port infrastructure, that is Sagar Mala project, electrification, railways upgradation, and operationalizing new airports and air routes, that is UDAN. National Infrastructure Pipeline of 2019 and National Monetization Pipeline of 2021, public digital infrastructure, financial inclusions through JAM Trinity, that is Aadhaar, PM Jandan Yojana, and mobile phones penetration, digital verifications, that is eKYC, digital signature, digital repositories like DigiLocker, and digital payments, that is UPI, open network for digital commerce, that is ONDC, for e-commerce and account aggregator framework for credit availability to MSME, formalization of economy, digitized GST system, and growth in the usage of UPI, registration of unorganized workers on the eShram portal, street vendors on the Swanidhi portal, tax paying firms on GSTN, and MSMEs on Udyam portal. Moving on to trust based governance, insolvency and bankruptcy code, honorable exit mechanism for honest business failures enables the release of credit locked into stressed assets, plus change brought in by debtor creditor relationship. Debtors are resolving assets stress early to avoid being pushed into insolvency. Real Estate Regulation and Development Act, that is RERA, ensuring culture of transparent transactions in real estate sector, registering real estate brokers and agents with regulators, mechanism for speedy redressal of disputes, enabling a single window clearance for timely approvals to developers, decriminalization of minor economic offences under Companies Act of 2013. It builds entrepreneurs' faith in corporate institutions and motivates them to adopt fairer and more transparent business practices. Taxation ecosystem, adopting a unified GST, reducing corporate tax rates, exemption of sovereign wealth funds and pension funds from taxes, and removing the dividend distribution tax. High buoyancy in tax collection due to technology-backed tax governance reforms, example faceless assessment and appeal system for simplifying tax processes, enhancing compliance and improving fraud detection system. GST return filing mechanism results in better income reporting, leading to higher direct tax collection. Promoting the private sector as co-partner in development. New public sector enterprise policy for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Sector-specific production-linked incentives have been introduced. MSME-related interventions like an emergency credit line guarantee scheme and revision in the definition of MSME, introduction of TREDS to address the delayed payment for MSMEs, inclusion of retail and wholesale trades as MSMEs, and the extension of non-tax benefits for 3 years. GSTN as a financial information provider for account aggregators platform will open up avenues for access to credit for MSME. Enhancing productivity in agriculture, average annual growth rate of 4.6% during the last 6 years. Interventions like Soil Health Card, Micro Irrigation Fund, Farmers Producer Organization, National Agricultural Market, Agri Infrastructure Fund, Kisan Rail for exclusively perishable agri-horticultural commodities, Cluster Development Program for integrated and market-led development. That'll be all for chapter 2.